Hi, everyone. My name is Emealia Hollis, and Redesigning Your Subconscious is about my journey of changing my mindset to move forward in my life, and I hope that it'll help you too. I've been a graphic designer for over 10 years with a number of changes in my career. The most recent one being my decision to shift into industrial design. But the person I want to talk about today is this girl. I had just graduated from Florida State with degrees in accounting and graphic design, and I was excited for the future ahead. But I was also unsure of myself, insecure of my talents, and had a fear of succeeding. I know, ironic, right? To overcompensate for feeling inadequate, I threw myself into my work and volunteerism. I continued my pattern of perfectionism and became a workaholic. So much so that I lost myself in my busyness. Ask yourself, are you busy because you have to be or to avoid something? My efforts to run away from myself and the uncomfortable led me in a constant circle, and I do mean constant. In 2016, I finally made the decision to start unpeeling the layers in therapy. One lesson I learned was the question why can uncover buried feelings. Why do you think asking for help is a sign of weakness? Why do you think that if you take a step away, they won't value you or will value you less? Why do you doubt yourself? These are some questions I ask myself, and I implore you to ask yourself as well, because feelings buried alive never die. That's also a great book by Carol Truman. The book can help you realize that some of these thoughts and questions are not even your own. I follow a Black therapist, Stephen Lewis, on Instagram, and every time I see his post, he snatches my edges. This is one of his posts that came from blogger at Keeping Up with Shanae. Perfectionism is a survival strategy in which we attempt to keep ourselves safe, but not giving others the opportunity to see our weakness. I know. I'll give you a second to gather your edges too. His posts always snap me back to reality and out of my head, just like life can. Maybe 2020 or some other event snapped you back to reality and caused you to shift. The moment that was my catalyst to shift was the passing of my only sister in 2017 to cancer at the age of 47. That taught me life is too short to live in fear because of negative thoughts, failing, or succeeding. Fearlessness is not the absence of fear, but the courage to do it scared. My sister modeled that for me throughout her life, and I would do her a disservice if I didn't model it for others. So I started a journey of discovery to find my true self. I discovered that I was hiding my light for fear that if I was on all the time, that I wouldn't live up to people's expectations. And there is that fear of failing and succeeding again. I was a shell of myself, living a life people wanted for me, but not what I wanted. We have to stop using false humility as a reason to play small. There is a difference between confidence and arrogance. We have to ask ourselves, when we remove the titles and labels, who are we? Who are you? If you don't know who you are, how will you know where you're going? And even when you do discover where you're going, don't get caught up in making the right decision. If you come to a crossroad and you go left when you were supposed to go right, know that 3 left turns still make a right turn. Trust that your guides will always redirect you and release the control that you think you have and accept the person that you're becoming, even when it's uncomfortable. If you haven't had that shift yet, today is a good day to move. So in order to start or continue this journey to redesign your subconscious, here are 3 things I did that I hope will help you. Number 1, question every negative thought and ask yourself, who told you that? And is it true? Most likely it's not. Number 2, write down what you want, not what you think you can get. And number 3, rest. Because if you don't find rest, rest will find you. I know from personal experience that we all need rest. I'm currently on a sabbatical because of it. When we are stressed or don't have rest, we aren't creative, we are reactive. We fall into 3 categories: fight, flight, or freeze. You can't show up as your best self, and you are worth more than your leftovers. If you're like me and you still struggle at times with feeling like you are enough, I want to leave you with another quote from Stephen Lewis. A diamond is a diamond, whether or not someone recognizes its value. In other words, don't let people's vision of you determine your worth. Thank you for listening. And remember, you have everything you need. It's up to you to use it and trust it. Learn to trust yourself as much as others trust you, because to not trust yourself is to harm yourself. Thank you so much. And feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram and let me know if any of this helps you. And then feel free to visit my website to see my work.